this is Tony.
This is Paul coming at you from the Friends for Life podcast.
And we're go.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Friends for Life podcast. Thanks for tuning back in. Tonight our special guest is Xavier Brown, who happens to be Tony's younger brother. And we discuss tons of things that a teenager probably does not want to talk about, including entrepreneurship from a young age, driving, what he wants to do when he grows up, and all that fun stuff. So stay tuned. Let's dive right into it.
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Thank you, Tony. Welcome.
Friends for Life podcast, man. Back in effect. And as normal, we have a awesome guest. This one might be kind of considered a biased awesome, but sir, would you like to say your name?
Xavier Brown.
That's my little brother, ladies and gentlemen. And when I say little brother, I mean he's little, like he's younger than me, but he's getting bigger. Like, dude,
Yes, sir.
how old are you now? Tell the people.
I'm 16, about to be 17 in April.
Yeah, and depending on when this came out, he could be 17 and driving me even more crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, but my little bro he's awesome. I mean, I love you, man.
Thank you.
That's not what makes you awesome, but I do love you. So how's things been going for you lately?
I think they're going pretty well for me. Like I've told you, I've started like a little, side business, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, at my school.
Does it generate money?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, then it's a business.
Yeah. Basically, I started buying cans of like Monsters or anything anybody really wanted to drink. And, just started selling them around the school, whoever wanted them, pretty much. And, yeah. It's pretty good. I like it. I like doing it and making money.
Hey, there you go. I mean, I think everybody enjoys that. Raise your hand if you enjoy making money. If you're not raising your hand, you're kind of weird. And Paul's not raising his hand.
I enjoy spending money.
Yeah, spending it is so much better than earning it, I guess.
Much better.
So, what gave you that idea to pull that off?
I don't know. It's just more like I like to have, the feeling of making my own, like instead of going around to like, my parents or asking for money when I want to go out and do something versus like it's my own money, I get to make this income. I get to make this like, I started this. Nobody else like really started this with me. I started this by myself.
Well, how did you find the trend for it? Like, what exactly did you see that said, wow, that's going to be something? Like, did you stumble upon it, or was it something that you kind of calculated and did?
No, I kind of seen that a couple of my friends, like, my friend would give this person money. I don't know his name, but she would give him money. And he would already have, like, a Monster, and he would give it to her. But it was only in them, like, just those two. Like, only they would do it. So I was like, okay, well, if she wants Monster, maybe if I go around and, like, ask other people, like, what kind of drinks they want or, like, shoot. Just kind of just ask people like what they want pretty much. And then I would go out with my own money, buy it, and then redistribute it out and then make more money from versus the amount I spend. So like I can go to the dollar store, get a quick 6-pack, and then just sell that 12-pack, anything like that.
Yeah.
And so that gave me the idea pretty much. Just seeing that little exchange, I was like, we have a lot of like athletic programs in our school, and these people are kind of like big energy fiends. They're always drinking like Gatorades and Monsters and all that type of stuff. So I was like,
and they're strapped for time, I'm sure. So
yeah,
you being able to be that middleman is convenience. What I find ironic and quite awesome about it is the fact that you kind of tapped into a market that's sort of like Grubhub and all of those things. You're basically, your consumers are paying for convenience. And that is actually one of the number one rules in any business. Like, are you solving a problem? And it sounds to me like you are solving a problem. So kudos to you, sir. Kudos.
Thank you.
Now, it makes sense to me that this is not going to last that long. You know, before you know it, you'll be out of high school. Do you have any ideas on what you want to do after school?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, wow. I mean, it depends. Like after school, like all the way after school, like after graduation and everything.
Yeah, after you graduated.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully by then I'll have like enough money in my pocket, you know, saved up, so I can move out, get my own place. You know, just bust my butt after that, and you know, with the guided help from you and like just that little extra push I can get from you, like what you teach me, can definitely help me out and lead me somewhere great, hopefully.
Definitely. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear you say that. And it's funny because I think between 18 and 25, it should be nothing but grind.
Yeah.
Like, you need to work every single day that you can. Anytime your friends want to go out, you say maybe next month. And, I mean, kick it a couple of times a year just so you can say that you did. But it's the grind that really puts those after 25, I think, ahead of a lot of others. So, man, I'm proud of you. Proud of you. You work harder than Paul, I'm sure. No?
Yeah, definitely. Most people do.
Oh, man, don't let this man fool you. So, Paul, man, what do you think about my little bro here?
That's awesome. It reminds me of when I was in grade school, I used to sell comics for 50 cents a piece that I drew on notebook paper. I would draw them once a week, and I would sell them to like 5 people.
Look, nice.
I had like $3 a week.
Oh, wow.
It's great.
You can't get mad at it. I mean, I used to go to the penny store. We used to have to sell we used to buy penny candy. Then I would sell it for a nickel at school.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like the basic tenet of making money is finding something that doesn't really inherently have that much value and selling it to other people that want it. Yeah, it's cool because like nobody else was doing that when I was in grade school. Nobody else was like creating something out of nothing and then selling it. It just never occurred to me to not sell it. People are like, "Do you want these?" I'm like, "Well, they take a long time to draw, but I'll sell them to you."
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Nice.
It was fun.
You gotta find your market. You know.
Well, yeah, I've always been in like the creative avenue, so I still make a little money here and there doing that kind of like not art, but like this stuff or filming or music. Like, there's money to be made if you're willing to work yourself to death.
Yeah,
I think as long as you can compete with other people, and as long as you can kind of, I don't even think you necessarily have to be better at it than other people, because how many people sell monsters? Every store on the corner sells monsters,
right.
But you're doing the same thing just in a different way. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of business is just figuring out how to make money out of something.
Right, how to create that convenience and get a profit off that convenience. I mean, Amazon's done it. Shout outs to Amazon.
Well, they offer like ultimate convenience.
Right, we're about to have that 24-hour shipping here in the city soon. Oh,
I just
man.
got Amazon will surprise you sometimes, because I needed a new pair of shoes for the gym for some like lifting stuff, and they recommended this kind that I should get because I have big giant 14 size shoes.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, check out this brand and this kind. And I went on Amazon. They're all like, $115, $120. And then you scroll through and there's just randomly one pair that's like $40. And I'm just like, yeah, of course, that's the one that I'm gonna get. So,
Right. Man, I actually watched a documentary about Amazon. It was on PBS, and I fell asleep watching it. Not because it wasn't interesting, but because
you always fall asleep.
Yeah, I always fall asleep.
Dude, he's always falling asleep, isn't he?
Every time.
Yeah, it's like I cannot handle just watching too much TV. I get too tired. But it was really interesting. I mean, they brought up some of the complaints about it from employee standpoints, but they also brought up some of the good things that they were doing. It started from the very beginning to where they are now. But I was just really intrigued from what I was watching was how they kind of cornered the market and almost monopolized things in a way. And I'm stuck in a position on like, how do I really feel about that? Because like I can't lie. If I was in a position to be able to monopolize something, would I do it? And
besides it being highly illegal,
I mean, it depends on what you mean by illegal.
against the law, federal law. I don't know. Generally,
because something is only monopolized when no one else around you can create it, or can have success with it. But they don't offer that. They offer different platforms for everybody to use and different ways of doing it. So it's like, take my business for example. I want the way that we train and the things that we do to be completely, I guess, emulated by every other company, and I want us to be able to teach them that and show them that. So if every company were to do that, is that me monopolizing it? And even though we might profit from it, I don't really consider that monopolizing it, even though I'm striving for that. you get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just went down a rabbit hole.
Well, I mean, that's what these podcasts turn into. Just rabbit holes of our nonsense.
Man. But hey, Zay, so you driving a lot nowadays?
Oh yeah. I've been driving a lot. I got my temps back in, I would say, September. I got them back in September. Just now recently get into traffic more. And, man, sometimes I get yelled at for, like, because I had my first time being in, like, heavy traffic, like 5 o'clock traffic, when everybody gets off of work and everything like that. And they had told me to go, and I pushed the gas because they said go, and I was like, okay. And so I pushed the gas. I turned the corner. They're like yelling at me like, you're gonna flip over and all this stuff. So I was like, oh man.
Well, I guess that's just living and learning.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd still get yelled at for driving.
Oh,
You can never do it right.
yeah, you're not, especially like once you get married, if you're driving somewhere, like, because I'm kind of an aggressive driver.
I would say, yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
And my wife, she's always like holding on to stuff and going, like she's on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But I just remember those times. I'm a person that I didn't even get my license until I was 18. And I was driving much, much sooner and a whole lot more. Like, I was blessed not to have gotten in trouble over that, but I waited until I was 18, took the test, first time taking it, got it, and left. I was happy to go. 2 months later, bought a car. Like, it was a cool scenario, but just the struggle because, my oldest, he's now driving, and oh God, I get so nervous.
Yeah.
But you'll have him in no time, I'm sure.
Yeah. Hopefully.
You got any big plans in the future for building a business, or you just want to work? You haven't thought about it yet? I know it's hard at that age to try and figure out anything. I'm still figuring out what I want to do. I'm 30.
Yeah. It is pretty hard. Like, there's not a lot of pressure on me about it, but, everybody's telling me that I can do great things because of, like, how I am pretty much. But it's just, like, I just don't know what that great thing is yet. I'm trying to figure it out, like, do certain little activities outside of school or even through the school. Like, next year I'm doing interactive media where I'll go to, like, a film school and then record videos there, edit videos there and that type of stuff just to see how that could go. And, I tried a little music thing here and there, but I don't know if I can really build anything off of, like, music or something like that. But, I'm trying to figure it out pretty much.
You can. It's just very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I would say music and media are probably some of the hardest industries to get into. And it's kind of like, it's one of those things where it's either like you don't get into it and you struggle to make a living off of it, or you get into it and there's big money.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the two avenues. And you could say that about just about any business, but basically if you stick to it at an early age and find out what you want to do, your chances of being successful are much higher than being scatterbrained and doing this and that and the other thing. And then, it's...
Yeah. One of the craziest things that you have to deal with, too, is the fact that some of the differences, we just had a malfunction, ladies and gentlemen. Something just flew out.
The back just blew off the camera. I don't know what happened. That was weird. But anyway.
But, you were brought up, and even I was brought up in some of it, and same thing with Paul, with watching like these overnight quadruple billionaires. I mean, you just seen people come up with ideas in an internet platform or something, and they just blew up to be billionaires. I mean, and the billionaire status was typically reserved for 60, 70-year-olds, maybe a 50-year-old to get up in there. But we have seen all of like this overnight success and scale for these companies and stuff, and it's kind of, I think, confused a lot of people in society, and nobody really wants to do that, take that long-term road to working, so...
Well, I think there's always been an illusion of overnight success, because even those guys, the billionaires, like you talk about, like Bill Gates and all these people, they put in tons of time. It wasn't just like, it's just people found out about them overnight. Yeah. They'd been growing their businesses and really their skills. Really yeah. I mean, I think that's a huge myth. Like it's what everybody wants is overnight success, but I don't really think it exists. It really is like a rarity for that to happen.
Yeah, it's one of those 15 minutes of fame. Some people's, and nowadays it's funny though, because even your 15 minutes can turn out to a half an hour. Yeah. Because people will. I don't want to put anybody on blast, but there's so much stuff in that younger people are doing that I would say that we did, but we didn't record ourselves doing it. Like, you live in a society now, Zay, where there's a lot of people just throwing all of their wrongdoings on social media. Yeah. Like, we tried to hide the stuff that we did that was wrong, and we didn't try to broadcast it, and we just talked about it in-house. Like, yo, bro, you know what I did? Like, man. Like, nowadays, like, yeah, look what I'm doing.
Right.
Have you thought about doing some, like, social media kind of stuff? Like, in, like, a bigger capacity, like a more organized show or idea? Because even nowadays, even having one platform really can set you above a lot of people. Yeah. I found that out within the last few years, just being able to put yourself out there and get good at like, if you're going into film and editing, I mean, if you can make a YouTube channel and put your stuff out, I mean, it doesn't always have to be the best. I put out podcasts that are, my edits came down to the wire. I'm exporting them like an hour before they're coming out, and it's like, sometimes it's not amazing, but at least it's showing that you're putting out effort. Right. And that's one thing when I was younger I wish I had. I didn't have a backlog of material I've put out to show the public, or to show a potential client, or to show a potential, somebody who's going to hire you to do camera work or editing. For a long time I didn't have anything to show them. Right. So if you start doing that now, and then you also have this history book basically of everything you've ever done, you can look back and be like, this sucked 10 years ago, and now you're like, and that's something to think about, because that puts a lot of people above. Like what Tony and I are doing here for Friends for Life, not a lot of businesses in this field are doing the heavy social stuff like we're doing. So we're really trying to stand out, and that's all it is.
I have been like a little bit. I post every now and then. I'm not really like big on social media or anything like that. But
I swear that's a DNA thing.
But I play video games pretty much, and I would say I'm pretty good at video games. That's not like a super cool thing to boast about, but
look, it's becoming a sport, bro.
It really is, like, though.
Man, like, if you were able to get in, and if you boss enough at it, like, these are careers now for people. Like, I almost wish when I was younger I knew that would be the fact. I probably would have never stopped playing.
Yeah.
Like, this,
Well, there's huge audiences in streaming too. If you're
Yeah.
streaming your video games and you like actively do it, I mean,
yeah, my
there's-
kids watch kids play video games all day.
Right. That's what I was like.
There's big money in that, man.
Yeah, my friend Zach, he's been streaming. Like he used to stream over the summer for a long time. He's like stopped recently because like school came up. But over the summer, he has thousands of followers now, and he like every stream he gets like. How
Exactly.
much
Hook
did
us up.
right, like he had $20,000 like dollars by the end of the summer just from like getting donations from his followers, and I was like, wow, really? He's like, yeah, but it's gone now, and I was like, oh yeah.
Wow.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the opportunities are definitely there. You just got to be on it. And
it is a lot of work.
it is. And I think, again, it goes back to how long are you going to put it in? I always think back to this meme that I seen where it just shows this man chiseling away at these rocks towards these diamonds. And he's chiseling and chiseling, but he gives up while another younger person was behind him just going. And it's like no more than a few feet away.
Right.
But the older guy's been doing it so long, he decided to give up. And he is going to miss his blessing. And this young upcoming dude is going to come and snatch it
Right.
from him. So it's like if you stop, you're always going to regret, like, or wonder, like, how close would I have been?
Right.
Well, and it's funny because on my podcast, it's been out for a few months. I've just done a couple episodes. At this point, I think I've released 3, and the download rate, which is like what you look for in podcasts for your metrics and all this, is not like amazing. I got a few hundred downloads, which for something that just started, in my opinion, is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, but on the other side, I had this guy he's got like 50 episodes out of his podcast reaching out to me.
Oh, wow.
He's like, because what he isn't doing is the social media side to it. So like what we're doing right now, I record all my podcasts, I edit them for the whole thing on YouTube, and then those get broken out into little like 1 to 2 to 5 minute pieces that I send out on all my social media channels, directing them all to whatever pages I want. And then, so I have this all-encompassing thing. So it's like my following network is spread out over a larger distance. But he came to me he has 20,000 plus downloads now. I think he's close to 40 now since we started talking. And it's like, I should be asking you questions is what I told him, because he's got, But it's crazy because like, if you stop thinking of social media as just hanging out with your friends and trying to post stuff and looking cool, if you start thinking about it as a way to interact with people who have similar interests and to further yourself, your career, your business, whatever, it's a whole different ballgame.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I scroll through social media and I like a lot of stuff and I talk to a lot of people, but
I don't.
You started. Though. That's a good start.
I'm slowly getting there.
Yeah.
But that's what you need, because then you start talking to people who have similar interests,
Mm-hmm.
and then they might have an opportunity. Oh, that guy gave me a shout out. The guy with 40,000 followers gave me a shout out, and I was like, shit.
Right.
Got like 100 more downloads off my podcast just from that one shout out, and it's like, it's just networking. It's no different than when you're in school and they're telling you on these career days, oh, you need to focus on networking. But they used to tell me that all the time, and I'm always just like, yeah, whatever, dude. That's all it is. It's just networking around the globe instead of at a cocktail party,
Yeah.
So don't forget about that as you get older, because you already have this entrepreneurial spirit. You already have this like drive, it sounds like, to make money.
Yeah.
So if you start thinking about things more of like a lot of kids your age, I'm sure, are thinking about this stuff in like trying to look cool and be cool. And I used to be the same way. I used to be on MySpace trying to look cool, get girlfriends. But if you start thinking about it as a way to reach potential clients or reach potential customers or make new friends in the business that you're trying to build in that field, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
It makes you think about it in a different way.
Right.
So don't forget about that. You should have your name on every platform that's out there right now.
Every single one of them.
YouTube, Snapchat, whatever. I don't have Snapchat.
Yeah,
I don't.
I think he's got it.
Yeah, I got
TikTok.
Snapchat.
TikTok, yeah. That's a hard one.
What? Even LinkedIn. I mean, you're not too young for LinkedIn.
What is it?
Oh man, we're old.
Yeah, you're old.
All right. I was like, what?
It's a business platform. It's more for professionals.
Oh, okay.
And actually, we have quite a few people on LinkedIn that we're connected with. LinkedIn and Instagram were some of our strong suits.
Yeah.
Facebook, we're still working on that.
Everyone is. It's-
Yeah, Facebook is. I don't know about that one.
yeah, see? It's dead.
Yeah,
it really
it's
is.
dying. It's becoming like MySpace.
Yeah,
Right?
it really is.
But hey, man, bro, I love you.
I love you too.
And I appreciate you coming on, and hopefully we can get some people to hear how inspired you are through your life's events, and just listeners. If you've ever heard any of my story, this is my little brother. He went through a lot of the trials and tribulations I had to go through, but even at a younger age, and even worse. I don't want to talk too much about the tough times, but I'm so proud to see him where he is today. He's a very respectable young man. He's very compassionate. He's caring. He's loving. He's like all of those wonderful things wrapped in a bow, and sent up to God to come and bless us all. Like this guy is awesome, man. So
Thank you.
one more time, I love you. And hey, everyone, thank you. Paul, thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Hey, till next time, everybody.
Peace out.
Peace.
Deuces.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of the Friends for Life podcast here on YouTube. If you can, help us out, go down below and hit that subscribe button. I want to thank Xavier for coming on and sharing his information with us. And sometimes we all forget what it's like to be a kid. So it's refreshing to hear that every once in a while. Thank you guys for watching. We can't wait to see you next week with another Friends for Life podcast. Also, don't forget to check out our other new shows, including Medical Mondays and our even newer show, Midweek Mini. We'll see you next week.